All changes are hard at first, messy in the middle, but gorgeous at the end. This is the quote I would like to ask all my aspiring authors to remember because they are sending me messages saying that the path of an aspiring writer is not that easy. And trust me, I do understand what you feel. And we will discuss a bit more on this subject when our today's author will be live with us. A warm welcome to all the viewers of People's Voice Season 3. How you doing all? Before we invite our today's guest, let's have some quick chat with all of you. Hi Badar, hi Balaji Wordstar, how you all doing? I hope you all are doing great, staying safe, being healthy, following all your local government rules, and enjoying watching People's Voice. Hi Uday, hi Isam, hi Pavan. How you all doing? And one more thing, as I always say, if you have any questions while talking to our guest, you can always put your question in the chat room and I'll try to come back to all of you as much as possible looking at the time constraint. With that, I can see our guest is in the chat room. Let's invite her. Hey Suraya, how you all doing? How you how you guys finding our authors?
Hi Nasima.
Hey Anupama, how you doing?
You look so splendid today. Blue is my favorite color.
Thank you so much. So you're looking very pretty.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anupama, we are just on time. Let's start our conversation. But before that, quickly let me introduce you to all our viewers. Right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Anupama Jain. She is a writer and teacher based out of Gurgaon, India. Her favorite genre is humorous. She is the winner in 2018, runner-up in 2017 of humorous category and a finalist creative writing category of Orange Flower Awards. Anupama was listed as one of the 10 Indian women bloggers a feminist must follow by Women's Web July 2017. Her book When Padma Bani Pula has been listed as one of the 5 best books of 2018 fiction by ReadWriteInspire.com. Yes, she is showing there. She is a contributing author to Better Parenting for the Children of Tomorrow, the Readomania Book of Romance, and many other books of Readomania. Anupama is a head content, collaboration, and marketing of Incredible Women of India. She is currently editing her third book, a sequel to her debut. And that was not even one fourth of her accomplishment, which I just said.
Thank
A
you so
warm,
much, Nasima. You
a
make me
warm
sound
welcome.
as if something, out of the, as if I have a huge arena of accomplishments. You just being nice. Thank you very much for that very warm welcome.
It's my pleasure completely. A warm welcome to People's Voice Season 3,
Thank
Anupama.
you. Thank you very much.
Anupama, a bit we already know now looking at your introduction, but at the onset, if you can throw some light on your writing career, that would be great.
Nasima, if I told you that way back in 2013, if somebody told me that one day I'll be known as a writer, I would have been shocked. Would you believe that? Because I come from a science background.
Oh,
With my own husband, I mean, with my husband, not own husband, with my husband, I ran a mom pop show. So if somebody told me one day I will diversify, I would have been surprised. Well, life throws at us different kinds of challenges, how you react to that, and what path you take. So, 2013, due to a lot of unfortunate turns of life, I was barely with any energy. So I took to a smartphone, good data plan, and Facebook. I unleashed myself on Facebook, but no holds barred. I would write about anything and everything. And luckily, thankfully for us, Facebook was just taking off. It hadn't become this mind-boggling, mind-numbing mega that it is, and that changes the opinions and even heads of state. So luckily, what I wrote found traction, and from Facebook posts to short stories to flash fiction to blogging to novellas to novels, and it just took off. Yeah.
That's wow. Like,
Thank you. Yeah,
I was
I'm
very much,
lucky, I guess. Lucky, touch wood.
I'm sure, and your readers, and including me, now fortunate to have you in writing world.
Oh, you are so nice. You're so nice to me. Thank you.
Anupama, now we all know you have earned many accolades, awards, recognition in the writing world. Was there any time, no matter what, you were writing and you were not happy? And if there was time, how you overcome that phase?
Nasima, let me tell you that if you are a true artist, if you want to pursue the art for the sake of art, that always and always happens. Whenever you start writing and you look at it and say, what bullshit have I written? I mean, nobody, luckily it's on a laptop, so I can't, crumple and throw the laptop away. If it's on a paper, I think I would have filled up many of the rooms here. So
Yeah,
the best is Control Alt Delete. Select
that would be a
and
bit
cut.
expensive getting angry.
Yeah. So this is easier way of rubbishing your work. So yeah, it is a constant process. It's a constant process, and at that point, you always say, I mean, if I don't like what I'm writing, how can I ever expect anybody else to like? So if
Absolutely.
a person is actually pursuing writing for the sake of writing, it is obvious, or it is given, that a person will feel unhappy at some point or the other about what is written, just what he or she at the same time will be intensely kicked about what has come out from the this thing, because it's a give and take. Some days
Hmm.
are good, some days are terrible. Yeah.
Happen in every field of work.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel it's like cooking. I mean, it's the same dish. You'll put the same ingredients. One day it's outstanding. One day it's terrible. You're doing your best. It's the same thing. They're the same words. They're the same thoughts. It's everything same. You're trying to
Uh-huh.
see it the same way. But some days it's absolute rot. Some days it's brilliance. Yeah.
So, is there any remedy to come out of that problem, or naturally after some time you are be fine? You'll be fine.
First, you have to accept that you're writing rubbish.
Okay.
Acceptance, the first key. Then
Excellent.
once you've accepted, then you realize, oh, I've got a problem. But
Okay.
the second is not let that problem become like the elephant on your back, or elephant in the room, or your monkey on your back, and you realize that okay, there is issue. The third part is just move away. You know, move
Hmm.
away. Take a break.
Take a
Read,
break.
read whatever you like, read in whatever genres you like, and indulge in a passion. So for
Hmm.
some people it's gardening. I love creating little pots, you know coffee jars, glasses, broken glasses, anything. I can just fill it up with mud and get my fingers dirty and put a button cactus or a money plant. Cook,
Uh-huh.
read,
Okay. What you
buy
Yeah.
whatever Netflix subscription, use it to the hilt. So once you do that, once your inner demons are a little satisfied, they are under control, start writing with a small piece. Of course it won't be good, but don't give it up. Write it again, and
Hmm.
as you go, couple of days it'll come back.
Hmm.
You just have to have the faith. Yes, I've got it in me. Yes, I can do it. Yeah, it's not a good day. It's like 14 days the sun is, or the moon is also going up. Moon is also coming down. So we also have our waxing and waning days. Yeah.
True, true, true. Absolutely. It's like a state of mind. Sometimes you're not in that state of mind
Yeah.
to pen down your thoughts beautifully. And sometimes when you just divert your mind and come back with a rejuvenated one, you will again, your writing will flow naturally. Something like
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely. You just got, see, you just have to think, the world may not think that you're the greatest gift to mankind, but you have to believe that you are. Now, some days you are not, but most often you will be if you are,
Yeah.
consistent. Yeah.
One need to have that belief to do something in life and
Yes.
stop thinking about others. Yeah.
Yes.
Very true, Anupam.
Absolutely.
With that,
Absolutely.
let's get back to your books. One of your book title I mentioned in the introduction as well. When Padma Bani Pola. If
Yes.
we'll discuss something about it, if you give the highlight of that book and where our viewers can grab that.
This is my beautiful book, When Padma Bani Pola. It's available on Amazon. It's available all across. It's available in all the bookshops in India. It's available on Amazon.com. So it's available, I think, on some other book. I may add the link later. So this 70,000 word I can't call it a novella, came out of a 300 word short story.
Okay.
And it was, there was, Readomania used to hold competitions across various genres. So there was this competition for humor. So I had participated in that competition. I had written a short story about 2,270 words, not more than that. It's just about one character going on a 2-minute ride in the lift, and the assorted characters who come into the lift. That's it. That's the whole story. So
Oh,
then the publisher liked it so much, they said, why don't you make a novel out of it? It's like, pulling a rabbit out of a hat. There's just one character. How do you pull out a novel out of her? We don't know what her backstory is. We don't know if there's anyone in her life, or what are the struggles that she underwent. So it was Herculean to say the least. And in those days, I wrote 100 words and I'm done. And here his novel, a decent novel, is about 70,000 words. So literally, I learned on the job, and I still have that. When I finished writing the first draft, I actually took a chart and I made a flow chart with an input box, with a decision box, with an out box. So whether all the things are properly sorted, yeah, then there are no loopholes. Yes, and it's given me so much in life. It's my happy baby. It is.
that sound funny, just as you are. I'm now really curious after knowing the summary of the book and how it got started. I'm curious to see what it is all about, Anupama.
Well,
Hopefully, very soon I will get to read that. Yes, you were saying something.
music to my words. It's about. I'll just take a couple of minutes. It's about a struggle. You see, most often women of a certain age are considered to be off the shelf. They are off the market, off life for everything. But this lady of a certain age, she falls to the absolute nadir, and how she brings out the inner courage, and how she reaches to a state in life where she has no fears and where she becomes exemplary. That's the story, of course, with lots of humor and situational humor, and taken all from a daily drama.
Uh, uh, uh. So, after listening to, as I said before, the summary of this story and talking to you more so, I really want to read what you write and the humorous part because I know as a blogger, as a speaker, to add humor in any speech, even in 100 to 200 words, it's quite difficult. So definitely, I'm looking forward to grab one of your copies.
Thank you so much. This is sheer music to my ears, I must say, Nasima.
Thank you. Anupama, normally when you start writing, how you design the plot of your book or any short story?
See, typically what happens is I feel real life nothing can match the amount of incidents that we read every day. Real life has no match on the imagination of the writers. So whenever I see an interesting, whenever I read about an interesting perspective or an interesting story, I generally file away or I make a little voice note to myself. iPhones that way are great. They let you make all this little voice memos. So I keep making little voice memos and leave for myself. I also have a book here. This is gifted by a dear friend of mine. So I write all those little quotes, or when as I said, I'm also a teacher, so I little poetic lines. So I make a copy of that. So whenever a story competition comes up, or whenever there is a theme that is declared, so I try and figure out if whatever I have kept at the background, can that be, remade for this? So I try and dress it up.
Mm-hmm.
But before I actually sit to write, there's a whole lot of thinking that goes by. I think about it 2 to 3 days, or at least a couple of hours. If it's a serious book or a serious competition, before I actually start writing. But if it's only for my own Nirmal Anand, then I just straight away start writing. So it
Okay.
depends on where, I'm trying to put the
What you
matter
wanna
across.
write and for what? What's the purpose?
Absolutely.
Depending on that, you do your thought process.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Anupama, I would really want to know after talking to you, who is your favorite writer and who you think that he or she is an overrated writer?
Luckily, I'm not, not such a big thing that I can get away by saying that these people are overrated, and I will not be killed for that. So, first, I think that's easier to answer who's overrated. Okay, all the fans of these particular writers, please excuse. I think Miss Roy, Arundhati Roy, is overrated, and Mr. Arvind Adiga is again overrated. I mean, this is nothing. I have complete respect in the sense, a person who has made it this far, who has managed to write and get published by such well-known names and gather such universal acclaim. I mean, their work has to be respected. I'm talking purely as a reader. Because my father had this habit of surrounding himself with all sorts of,
Right.
it still has books and magazines. So Arundhati Roy used to write for India Today and Outlook magazines then. So, I mean, if you can finish a point in, let's say, a paragraph, she takes pages. So I feel she suffers from verbal diarrhea. So that, as a reader, puts me off. Arvind Adiga, I felt, he's sold to the Western audiences the very negative part of India, whereas he played the template. So for those reasons, I don't like those two so much. But I hope I'm visible.
Yes, now
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was
I'm audible.
disconnection for a millisecond. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and for the other than that, and I love humor. So I love Saki for his brilliant black humor. His humor, black humor, is terrific. And if only a writer can be amalgamated by Saki's black humor and the way R.K. Narayan uses the Indian milieu or the Indian ethos to dress up his stories, that would be an ideal writer for me. Because I'm looking only at the humor genre and short stories. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Obviously, there are so many of them.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Anupama, since I started doing research, my short research for authors, writers, I came to the conclusion that there are many great, amazing writers out there. But unfortunately, there are very few platforms to bring out that talent. What what are the reasons, what you think that where we are lacking behind? And this
Uh,
question I kept because some of my viewers did message me asking it's a very tough path as an
it is.
beginner writer.
It is.
So,
If you ask me if I can redo it now, I will just straight away raise my hands and say, "Show me another profession." It's
hmm,
impossible.
hmm,
It's just that you have to be at the right place at the right time and you taking the
with
right decision.
one.
As Mr. Ruskin has already said, there are more writers per square inch than readers. People are not reading. I mean, thanks to Corona, in Hyderabad, there was this, a landmark bookshop. I've had such wonderful memories of it. Walden bookstores. It has closed down. People aren't reading. People aren't reading. So even if you have writers, even if you write, if people aren't reading, if they're not investing in physical books, where is the outlet? Plus, I think one has to figure out, okay, there's just too many writers. Let me try and find my individualistic voice and find. Yeah, I think there are, of course, it becomes like a triangle as you go at the top. So, but you still have to find where either you can start as a blogger, then you can publish to short stories, you can self-publish, but writing is only 40% of the job. 60% is trying to make the other people know that yes, you've written this book, please read it. And it's like
Hmm,
shamelessly selling yourself literally there. Please read my work, I've written. That
true,
takes a
true,
toll. That takes a toll because you're moving out of your comfort zone.
true. I
Yeah,
believe that it's altogether marketing part.
yeah, it's very tough. So,
Hmm.
if you, as a budding writer, you have to decide what are you going to write about. Are you going to write about fiction, non-fiction? If fiction, then what is your, the your characteristic talent? Then you read the giants in that and find out, okay, what are the websites that, or what are the forums that only cater to these particular genres. Go there, keep publishing your work, snippets of it. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can share a little bit, and it has to be relentless. It has to be daily. Eventually you'll catch the eye. Then who knows, from there it can go into the next level.
Yeah, true, true,
But it
true. The
has to be.
consistency is very important in any job and a little more extra, I believe, when you are a writer.
Oh yeah, this is not your paying job. You got to have another bread and butter job. This is only for your esoteric happiness.
Yeah, for your satisfaction.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Anupama, that was lovely chatting to you. We are almost towards the end of our episode. Before you sign off, before you leave, any pearl of wisdom that you would like to share with our viewers?
Uh, Pearl of wisdom, I don't know, but something that works for me, I'll tell you. Read, read regularly. Whatever works for you, read, read, read. Whether it's op-eds, whether it is paper, whether it is opinion, whatever works for you, fiction, non-fiction, anything. And write at least 300 to 500 words daily if you're aspiring to be a writer. And take care of your tenses. Everybody messes up in tenses. And try and ramp up on antonyms and synonyms because repetition of words kind of puts off people. And
True, true,
brevity is the key. If you can express yourself in less number of words, it's far more impactful.
true. I'm sure our viewers got the advice. Keep reading. Write at least 300 to 500 words every day. Try to avoid repetition. Improve your grammar. And you will be on the right path of a
Spoken
writer.
like an English teacher, I think. There I am. I could, you can get a writer, but you can take the teacher out of the session, I guess.
Absolutely. Dear Anupama Jain, it was lovely chatting with you. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so much.
for being on People's Voice Season 3. Thank you.
Nasima, I can't tell you how special this is. I mean, it's like chatting to an old friend. You make me feel so comfortable. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and speaking so candidly. Thank you for indulging me. Keep safe, keep happy, and keep smiling. That lovely smile always.
Thank you so much. Take care. Have a
Yeah.
nice evening, Anupama. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
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 So that was humorous, hilarious Anupama Jain. I enjoyed this session thoroughly and my jaw started hurting a bit. Do write to me if you have any questions. I'll try to address to our author, our next guest, and find answer for you. Till then, take care of yourself, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching People's Voice. Take care. Bye bye.